Good day, everyone. My assigned topic is all about formulating my philosophy of education. So, philosophy of education is a window to the world and compass in life. So, it means it gives us a glimpse to the real world and shows us the situation in the world. It also gives us direction on what we should do and to be your students to be an agent of change. Next is, your philosophy of education is reflected in your dealings with students, colleagues, parents, and administrators. So if you articulate your philosophy of education, you will find yourself more consistent in your dealings with other people, in your actions and decisions. So as a teacher, we have tremendous power. We can make difference in the life of the young. All in all, philosophy of education must spell out very clearly what you and how you should teach, how you should relate to your students to make difference. So this is the example of Teacher Mcara philosophy of education as a grade school teacher. By the way, Teacher Mcara is a monastic theologian and teacher. She founded one of the earliest Christian communities in the Cappadocian city of Pontus. So, Teacher Mcara believes that every child has a natural interest in learning and is capable of learning. So, every child has a different interest in terms of learning, how they are going to acquire the skills they are going to teach. Next is, she believes that every child is an embodied spirit. The learners is equipped with cognitive, appetitive faculties. These faculties define the learners of his or her needs and interests. And she believes that every child can be influenced, but not totally by his or her environment. So of course, every child just not can be influenced of what he or she observed by his or her surroundings, but also he or she can influence by herself. And also, Teacher Mcara believes that every child is unique. So comparing a child to other children has no basis. So there's no basis comparing a child to other child because they have different personalities, weaknesses, and strengths. And last one, Teacher Mcara believes that every child does not have an empty mind, rather is full of ideas, and it is my task to draw out these ideas. So, every child has a full of ideas and they don't know how to draw out those ideas. But our task as a teacher is to help them to draw out those ideas. Teacher Mcara believes that her task as a teacher is to facilitate the development of every child to the optimum and to the maximum by reaching out to all children without bias and prejudice towards the least of the children. So, as a teacher, we should treat our students fairly and equally, making every child feel good and confident about himself or herself through his experiences in the classroom. So, our task as a teacher, we should make our children feel good and confident inside the classroom. Helping every child master the basic skills of reading, communicating in oral and written form, arithmetic and computer skills. Providing every child activities meant to develop the body, the mind, and the spirit. Teaching not only what to learn, but more important, how to learn. Let's move on to the abstraction. Your philosophy of education is your concept of the learner, concept of what must be taught, and how this must be taught. So these thoughts are the basis or guide in making decisions and doing actions when you prepare to teach and when you teach. Next is, Teacher Mcara subscribed the Christian philosophy. The reason why Teacher Mcara subscribed to the Christian philosophy is because she believes that the learner is embodied spirit. So when we say embodied spirit, we mean that the body is not apart from the soul, just as the soul is not apart from the body. She wants to provide every child with activities that are meant to develop the learner's body, mind, and spirit. She also believes in the behaviorist philosophy because she accepts that the learner can be influenced by the environment. However, she does not totally adhere to the behaviorist philosophy because she does not agree that the learner can be totally influenced by his or her environment. Teacher Mcara is a constructivist in philosophy. Constructivist seeks to afford students the freedom to discover their own learning because she does not agree that the learner has an empty mind. Rather, she believes that the child is full of ideas and it is her task to draw out these ideas. Teacher Mcara is also essentialist in orientation, someone who follows the principle of essentialism, a doctrine that certain traditional concepts, ideals, and skills are essential to society and should be taught methodically to all students. She convinced that her primary task is the child's mastery of the basic skills of reading, communicating in oral and written form, arithmetic, and computer skills. She believes that mastery of these basic skills prepares the child to go beyond the basics. Teacher Mcara is also essentialist in and perennialist in thinking. When we say perennialist or perennialism, believe that the focus of education should be the ideas that have lasted over centuries. She believes in unchanging values of respect, honest, love, and care for others regardless of gender, race, ethnicity, nationality, appearance, and economic status, and therefore inculcates them in her classroom. She is also cognitivist in thinking and practice. She believed that the students learn from thinking, just like Brunner. Jerome Brunner is a cognitivist psychologist which believed that the development does not consist of discrete stages, but it is a continuous process. And he also believed that the language is a cause and not a consequences of learning, that the goal of education should be intellectual development. That's why Teacher Mcara believes that modeling these values is the most effective way to teach these values. And last, Teacher Mcara applies the progressivist dictum. She believed that ideas should be tested by experimentation and learning comes from finding answers from questions. She wants to make us use of hands-on, minds-on, hearts-on experience inside and outside the classroom. So when we say hands-on, minds-on, hearts-on, encourages and engage in the learning with their hands, analyze with their minds, and invest with their hearts. So she also progressivist in the sense that she teaches learners not only subject matter but also how to learn.